Hello guys, today we are going to talk about, or we are going to study about how to make soap in the laboratory. The question is, how do we make soap in the laboratory? Soap belong to a group of hydrocarbons or organic compound which we refer to them as detergent. And in detergent, we have two types of detergent. One is a soapy detergent and the other one is soapless detergent. Now, soap belong to the group of soapy detergent. Now, how do we prepare them in the lab? Of course, we know we use this soap in our daily life at home. You can, for washing clothes, we wash clothes, washing the utensils. Even for showering, we use soap. Now, how do we make them in the lab? This is how we make soap in the lab. First, you need to know what do you require for you to make soap. The things that you require to make soap, you need to have oil or fats and sodium hydroxide. Now, soap is made in the lab by the process what we call saponification. Saponification is a process by which you take oil or fats and then you mix it with a sodium hydroxide or potassium hydroxide in a bit high temperature like 30 degrees Celsius. You can take it at 30 degrees Celsius. You mix fat or oil with sodium hydroxide, then it will form a soap. Also, you can add sodium chloride so that it can filter out glycerol. But this is what we are going to do. We are going to use oil. We shall take oil, we add fat, we add sodium hydroxide, then we shall get soap together with the glycerol. Now, the procedure. This is the procedure on how we are going to make our soap. We shall take 100 centimeter cubic of fats, but in our case we are going to use oil because that's what we are having here. Then we shall mix it with 40 centimeter cubic of sodium hydroxide. We have our sodium hydroxide here. Then we shall pour the mixture on a plastic container and leave it to settle for 24 hours. Why do we put it out in the container and leave it to settle for 24 hours? Because we want it to react and then to allow this process of saponification to take place. Because it starts from it needs an activation energy. An activation energy is an energy that is required to start up that reaction. So this process of saponification, it requires a bit energy, an activation energy. So we shall heat it. We have our heater here. We shall heat it a bit so that we start up the reaction between oil and sodium hydroxide to form our soap. Now, straight away, we can proceed to the practical. We have here our oil. We have oil here. We shall take one container. This one we call it a beaker. We have 3 beakers here. The first one, we shall name oil. We shall put it oil inside. Remember, always in the lab, you must label your containers. Of course, you are supposed to use a sticker or a felt pen, but this one is not a permanent marker. You can wash it out. So we shall name it is oil. This one is our container for oil. Then we shall measure 100 centimeter of this one. Shall measure 100 centimeter of this one. This is our oil. This one is our oil. Then we have our sodium hydroxide here. We shall measure that 40 centimeter cubic of this one. We name it first. This one is our Okay, we shall use this one because I have already named it. sodium hydroxide. We have our sodium hydroxide here. We pour 40 centimeter cubic of this one. Okay. Okay, it's going good. Now we have our sodium hydroxide here, we have our oil here. Now we have remained with one beaker. This one is the one that we are going to mix. We are going to use it as for mixing the two. Then we shall heat it in the heater. Now, what do we do first? We take sodium hydroxide, we pour it on this beaker. Make sure it's going all of it. Then you take oil. You take the oil, the cooking oil, you mix it together. You mix it slowly. Mix it slowly. Mix it. If you feel that the ratio is not working, you can add. If you feel that maybe the oil is more than the sodium hydroxide, you can increase the ratio. Because here we use 40 centimeter cubic. You can increase the ratio so that you can use around 100 centimeter cubic to 100. Use 100 to 100. You can choose to balance the ratio depending with your reactants that you have. So for us, you can see that it's a bit sticky. We can choose to add more oil. We can choose to add more sodium hydroxide. Then you can mix it very well. But again, you must remember to heat it a bit. So we are going to bring our heater. We are going to bring our heater here. This is our heater. Then we can heat it gently. So we prepare it. Wait for it to heat. Mix it very well. Yeah, now you can see it's making soap. can see it's becoming a soap. You mix it very well in a small temperature. Yeah. After some time, you can see that it's forming a soap. Maybe I can remove it out. You can see them. You can see now it's so thick. You can see it is thick. It's very thick. When I put here, you can see it's soap. I can remove everything inside. Yeah, then we can try it with water. Maybe someone can bring me water here. Can you bring water? We can try it. We can wash. Then you can see if it's working. Give me a pail, a washing thing. I want to wash here. Then you can see that it's working. Yeah. You can see it's working. Then I can wash. I can wash my hand. I can move this one slowly. Yeah, one person. I want to test it. I want to test this one. Yeah. Can see. Pour a lot of water. I need more water. Can see. More water. Can see. See it's forming. It's moving everything. Can you find me more water? See? Now that's how we prepare soap in the laboratory, and it's a very small procedure. I need a tissue. Yeah, that's how we prepare soap in the laboratory, and it's not a very hard procedure. So that is what we were supposed to do today. Otherwise, thank you for viewing today. Thank you.